guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lizzie and I post a lot of beauty related content here on YouTube, and if they're the kind of videos you like to watch, then please hit that subscribe button down below. In today's video we have a foundation testing video. I have not done one of these since like last summer. I don't know why I tend to do them in summer and not winter. I should kind of move forward with that. But the foundation we are testing is the Super Serum foundation by Relove, which is a affordable brand from Revolution. So this foundation cost me, I want to say £4 or £5. It was very affordable. I've got the shade 8.5 and as you can see I've used quite a bit of it already, and I just want to give you like my full thoughts on this foundation because there is some pros to this foundation whereas there is some like cons to this foundation. A pro is the cost. The cost is amazing, like it's so affordable, anyone can buy it. The con is I feel like it might not last all day now that I've used it a few times. It's a very dewy foundation. It's called Super Serum Hyaluronic Acid Foundation. Another con is do not leave this in your makeup collection like this because I keep getting leakage around the edges. So as much as I love this foundation, there's some things that I'm not too happy with like the packaging, and also when you open it, it's really stiff and it can like just splatter everywhere, so be very careful. Like you can see, it is just really messy. But yeah, let's apply this. The first thing I want to do is apply a primer that I know works really well with this, and the primer that I know works really well is the Relove primer, H2O Hydrate primer, which smells of cherries. So we're going to try that. I'm going to let it sink into my skin and do eyeliner, then come back and apply the foundation. I've been about 2-3 minutes and it is soaked into my skin nicely. Feels really tacky, so it's a perfect base for this. Let's get into applying. Like I said, it just splatters everywhere and it's like quite serumy, like it says. This is about 2-3 like pipettes full of foundation. Now let me show you how it blends out, because it blends out lovely. Like it gives me such good coverage. It's not the highest coverage, I'd say it's maybe medium. I don't need to build it up except on my chin area, I've noticed. And by the way, this is a Relove sponge for £5 and it's so good. It's got like a nice glow to it as well. I do really love this foundation, and if it lasts all day long then I'm really impressed. Let's go in with the Super Matte powder. This is in the shade Translucent. As you can see, very glowy foundation, one layer, quite full coverage, but I don't have any blemishes to cover up, so I don't know if it would cover up a real big blemish. So what I like to do is load up my brush with powder, but first quickly go under the eyes and make sure it's all blended because I have lines. See how it mattifies but still keeps a bit of the shine on my forehead? Then we're going to add a bit of bronzer. This is the Sugar Contour from Relove. We're going to do this bronzer here because I've been loving it. And then the blush that I've really been enjoying is this blush in their duo called Cute. We're basically just going to do a full face of Relove and test it for the whole day. Now these blushes are very pigmented, so take a little bit. And you know, the highlight I've been really enjoying is the highlight from their Sweet duo, which is the newest duo they just brought out. I've really been enjoying this highlight. Like, look at that. And if it's not so bright in here like it usually is, it's because I've had to shut my blind because the sun is beaming, literally beaming. Just look at that highlight. Time for some setting spray. I got the setting spray that matches the primer, and it's the H2O Hydrate Fixing Mist. This is so nice, this primer mist, and it smells exactly like the primer. So I did go ahead and used the Power Lash mascara and then put some Primark lashes on, the Girls with Attitude one. And yeah, this is the finished look. I feel like I'm a bit shiny, not as set as I would want to be, but it does look lovely on the skin. Like there's no area of my face that's patchy or anything. The Relove stuff have worked really well together, but let's pull it to the test. It is now 10:45 and I've put this on around 10:15, so it has been on for about half an hour. And let's just see how it wears throughout the day. I think I'll do like 8 hours. My dog's in a bag, sorry. I think I'll do about 8 hours and see how it goes, because I really don't think it will last the 8 hours. I will catch you in a clip in a few hours when I check in. I am just going to be at home today, so it's not even going to be testing against any kind of hot weather or anything like that. Oh, and by the way, I am burnt from the sun, so if you keep seeing that, I'm very sorry, but it is painful. So yeah, let me catch you in the next clip. This is check-in number 1. This is after 3 hours, and I feel like I look oily already. And this is what I felt like the other day when I used it. Like, I didn't realise how oily it gets quite quickly. As you can see, it hasn't like sunk into any lines or anything like that. Like it's still on my skin nicely, just looks quite oily. I'll zoom you in a bit. My lipstick has rubbed off because I've had a croissant and some sweet corn, but yeah, like I said, it's nicely still on my skin. Like, it's not moved the foundation, it's just really, really oily. So this is something that you'd possibly need like a proper mattifying base and nothing too hydrating. So yeah, I'm going to show you in natural light what it looks like, but so far I do love the coverage. I just don't like how quickly it is getting oily on my skin. Okay, as promised, I'm in front of natural light, and can you see the greasiness on my skin? Like, it is proper oily on my skin. But like I said, it's not sinking into any fine lines. It's not separating. On my nose, it always separates because I didn't put concealer down. So that's just what foundation does to me. But yeah, it's not a very long lasting foundation. This is something that you'd need to top up quite a lot. But if you just wanted to take nice photos or pop to the shops, then this is quite easy to use. But yeah, I will check in another couple of hours. But I highly doubt I'm gonna wear this for like a full 8 to 10 hours just because of how oily I'm getting. Okay guys, we are looking oily as fuck. Let me just say that. Let me get my mirror. This has just about been on for 6 hours and it feels like it's been on for 12. This is how my skin would look like, not even with my conceal and define. Like, this reminds me of how the Maybelline Superstay, the original one, was on my skin. Like, within a few hours it was oily. It looks like I haven't like powdered my face at all. The oils are seeping through, and I think I'm ready to just take this off because I've got like this whole layer here just oily like as hell. Just look. I'm gonna quickly show you a clip on my thingy on my phone. Again, it isn't seeping into like my lines or anything like that. Like, it's nicely staying there. It's just very oily. So yeah, I'm gonna take this off because I don't want my skin coming up in spots. Alright, so this is what we're looking like in front of my window, and like I said, it's really oily. We're not sinking into my lines or anything like that. My dog wanted to get my attention, so she's like used her paw to hit me and she scratched some makeup off. It is, however, like kind of removed from here, and that's not where she scratched me. She just scratched me here. So yeah, I'm gonna take this off now. I'm not really happy with it, and I don't really want to keep it on my skin when it's looking like this. Yeah, it's a hot mess and it's not gonna last. Yeah, let's talk about this foundation a little bit. The coverage of this foundation is amazing. Like, it really does remind me of the coverage of Conceal and Define. It literally covered up every blemish I might have had. The pro is that this is so affordable. It's under £5. Like, it's amazing. It's got hyaluronic acid in it. I feel like it's got too much hyaluronic acid because my skin is oily as hell. It hasn't seeped into any lines, which is nice, but it just looks really greasy, really oily. Like, for 6 hours, I feel like it's been on my face for 12. I did tidy up in my room, but like nothing strenuous. Like, I had a few bin bags, like just moved some bits about. Like, there wasn't nothing amazing. I sat down for most of it. Like, I put away a lot of things over here, went through my drawers, so it wasn't like I was doing something that was making me sweat or anything like that. So quite confused why it's, well, I'm not confused, it is a serum foundation, but it's super dewy, not like the Conceal and, is it Conceal and Hydrate foundation, where even though it's glowy, it doesn't do this. It stays on my face like the Conceal and Define. So yeah, this foundation is not for longevity. This is for a quick, maybe like if you're taking some Insta photos maybe, or if you're quickly popping to the shop. This is not like your 3-hour you just about wear it for 2 hours and then you take it off. So yeah, this is if you're just throwing something on, quickly doing something and coming back. But I haven't powdered. What I usually do to get rid of oils, maybe I should try this, is I get tissue, I remove a layer. Don't know if anyone else knows this. I'm sure some people do. This is how I'll do it at work, because what's the point in buying expensive blotting paper? And I'll just gently remove the shine, like very gently. Like there's barely any on there, but it has actually helped. Some areas you can feel the grease more because like it sticks a bit. And let's try powdering. So usually after I've done that, I will get my foundation sponge and just like blot my skin down a bit more. That kind of just took away the excess oil so that I'm not mixing powder with oil. Then we're going to take the super matte powder. I'm going to tap it ever so lightly. On my nose, usually I do add more foundation because no matter what, it kind of, my nose is quite dry, so it kind of like looks weird. You can blot this down and like add powder. It looks perfectly fine what I've just done. My nose does look a little bit like dry here, but the rest of my face still looks okay now that I did blot it down. But you'll be doing that every 3 hours, like especially with the work I do. I work in a nursery, running up and downstairs, being in rooms with kids all day. Like it's just not a foundation I'll be able to keep topping up. If I do top up at work, it's at lunchtime or around 4ish if I've got something to do in the afternoon. I do like the way that you can actually blot it down, so there is a way to save and manage this foundation throughout the day. But I hope you guys did enjoy this review. I am going to leave it here now because I feel like we've figured out what this foundation is like, and yeah, I'm gonna take it off because when something's that oily, I just want it off my skin. And yeah, let me know your thoughts, how it lasted on your skin. If you want me to try this again with a different primer, maybe something really mattifying, which I don't really have, but we'll see. And I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys.